can't even look at that right now.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Did you have any ideas?
I can't find anything that I want. Just gotta pick something.
Is that a bad idea or a good idea?
Everything's a bad idea right now.
And why is that?
There are literal sores lining my cheeks right now. Someone out there thinks this whole video is fake, and they have no idea how overwhelmed I am right now. Like we need something to redeem this experience.
Oh my god.
We're in so far over our heads, guys.
We have between now and midnight to see just how many hours of continuous eating we can manage to complete in one day. The time is 8:02, so time for meal one being all things chewy.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, we have never had high chew before, mainly because we don't like fruit candy.
Yes!
Let's start with strawberry. Oh, these things are tiny.
Yeah, I expected them to be bigger.
We'll just open up strawberry for now. We'll open up the other ones out.
One eternity later.
All right, timer starts now. This is a bad idea. Bite number one, and I already know it's a bad idea.
Well, we are gonna be here a while.
All right.
A while. That's an understatement. We've given ourselves 16 hours, which is about how long the average person spends awake in a day, to bank as much eating time as physically possible, and we've got some challenge rules.
Everything's gonna be stuck in my teeth.
And also, I don't know how to describe high chew being the very first thing you eat in the morning.
It's way too early for this.
Yeah. And remember Rhett and Link, when they did every high chew, they would take a bite of it, and they would chew it for a second, and then spit it out? Now I know why.
We got time. Let's crush them.
But how much time? Well, apparently, out of those 16 hours we'd mentioned earlier, the average American spends just over an hour of them eating. So, in the spirit of that, our first rule is that we must aim to meet or exceed that 1 hour mark at each meal we eat today.
The muscles in my head hurt. And we're on item number 2.
This hurts so bad. If you're judging us right now, go get yourself a pack of high chew and just make your way through one. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is hard work. So why are we not just chomping on celery and carrot sticks to eat up a bunch of time? Well, not only will we need to attempt that 1 hour per meal requirement we just mentioned, but rule number 2 is that we also must consume a minimum of 1 day's calories at each meal. That varies greatly from person to person, so let's just say no less than 2,500 calories for each of us per meal.
Well, the grape was better than the mango, but not as good as the strawberry.
Yeah.
And I'm very concerned about how today is going to go now. I'm like not sure if my jaw is going to be the first thing to give out, my stomach's going to be the first thing to give out, or my will to live.
Yeah, this is insane.
This is brutal.
Oh. Yeah, it's awful.
Worst of the group.
But as far as rules 1 and 2 go, we can exceed both the hour and calorie requirements at each meal by as much as we want. And spoiler alert, we definitely do. But as you've seen, we have 5 meals in place, so that sets us up at a 5-hour minimum for this challenge to be a success. But we really want that number to be as high as possible.
Well, they're the first and last time for everything. And that's definitely the last time I'm ever doing that. But 4 packs of high chew did bank us over 23 minutes of eating time.
How is that even possible?
End of flashback.
We're going to Werther's Originals Chewy Caramels.
Oh boy.
I'm hoping that they're just not as chewy. I'm just gonna unwrap them as I go. I need something to do.
Yeah.
You know? It's boring in here. Oh no. We're in so far over our heads, guys. So far over our heads.
I was gonna say that high chew maxes out the scale for how chewy a candy can be, or a food in general. I think the Werther's Originals are at the top of the list.
Speaking of boring, the final rule is that at each meal, eating must remain our only task. We're in for it today.
This is exhausting, but these are delicious. So much better than the high chew in terms of flavor.
But let's go back to it in terms of difficulty, because while we make our way through this extremely overwhelming and, well, ludicrous test of our physical and mental fortitude, which we in no way encourage anyone to ever attempt, by the way, we'll be tiering each item on the basis of how effectively time-consuming it was. As you can see here, the Werthers were not the easiest thing to eat. But even with us banking like 3 minutes per ounce, Werther's Chewy Caramels are joining Hi-Chew in A tier. They felt S tier worthy until, well, you'll see soon.
I'll tell you what, I've never realized so quickly that we've made a terrible mistake. I will never forget this first moment of this video. This first meal is a memorable one, that's for sure. Our next bad decision, Charleston Chews.
I'm overwhelmed.
All right, item number 3. Oh, that's a dream comparatively. Yeah, that's like a 6 on the chew scale. We've been maxing that thing out.
Started at 6 and advanced closer to 7, and for that, we'll put them in B tier. And if you're not familiar, these are described as chewy vanilla-flavored nougat wrapped in a chocolatey coating. Flavor-wise, they're fine. Thinking of it now though, we should have refrigerated them, because nougat gets so tough when it's cold.
Those got chewier and chewier. But I quite enjoyed them, especially compared to the other things. The vanilla flavor was fantastic. All right, next up, these have been high on my curiosity list for a minute. And that's the Haribo berries. And it says crunchy and chewy on it, and they feel pretty hard. Yeah, I have to split these. They sound intense. See what they're all about. I like these. Not bad. Yeah, pretty good. These aren't even as hard as the Charleston Chews. No.
Yeah, after seeing them described as crunchy and chewy on the bag while simultaneously feeling as hard as rocks, we were expecting the worst, so much so that we only bought one bag to split. But turns out they break down unthinkably easy. Like, we're jumping straight down to D tier. It almost looks like a joke, but that's our experience.
Those things are interesting, man. The sweetness builds on those. This is the weirdest meal of my life. Yes. Next up, chewy granola bars. We got 3 different flavors of Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bars, classified on the box as chewy.
A few moments later.
Let's start with peanut. All right. This is our childhood in a bar. The OG. Oh yeah.
We knew these wouldn't be a high tier time killer, but we needed to bring something chewy to the 8 o'clock meal that wasn't candy. And I don't think our jaws could have handled jerky directly after Hi-Chew and Werther's. But these Nature Valley bars will take us to a final meal time of exactly 1 hour and 30 seconds. We're right on target.
The thing is, I know how sweet that bar actually is, but coming after all of those chewy candies, all I'm getting is salt. Yeah. And it's great. I'm loving it. And that took just over like an hour. But between those 3 bars, I do think that I prefer it as cashew, almond, peanut. Oh, absolutely. But they were actually far more difficult to chew than I thought they would be, which just, I guess, contributes to the overwhelming nature of that entire meal. But you know what else can be overwhelming? The process of starting therapy. But it doesn't have to be, thanks to the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp.
Oop, dropped a Hi-Chew.
BetterHelp is an online therapy service that connects you with a licensed therapist and removes all the frustrating things that can make starting therapy difficult. I remember when I first considered starting therapy and just how overwhelmed I was with starting the process of finding the right therapist for me and my needs. Like, how long is that even gonna take? Now with BetterHelp, you really don't have to worry about any of that.
To get started, you just fill out a questionnaire and you'll be matched with your therapist in most cases within 48 hours or less. Not only do they take care of matching with one of over 30,000 therapists in their network with a broad range of expertise, but if the therapist you're first matched with just isn't the vibe, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost or stress about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. And it couldn't be a better time to give something like this a shot. It's January, which is when people start prioritizing their physical health, hitting the gym more, eating right, so why not give your mind the same kind of attention? You can even set up your therapy sessions as a phone call, video chat, or via messaging if that's what's most comfortable for you. So if you think you might benefit from therapy or are looking to switch up how you go about receiving it, click the link in the video description or visit betterhelp.com/takedowntwins to get started and for 10% off your first month. But we've got to get into meal number 2.
All right, let's find out how long it takes to eat 14 ounces of pistachios in the shells. Oh, that's more than I thought it was gonna be.
Sure is. It smells good. Yeah, what are these? Seasoned salt.
Are you ready for this?
Let's kick it off.
All right. Tasty. Very good. We should do a pistachio counter.
Well, I had no plans of actually doing that, but many days later, I took on the additional challenge of counting the shell halves and can now report that we'd each deshelled approximately 313 pistachios during this meal.
This is my kind of meal, man. I'm loving this. I could do this all day. This ain't bad.
Well, doing this all day actually would have been one of, if not the smartest tactical decisions we could have made to achieve both our hour and caloric requirements. Like, pistachios in the shell just became our first of 2 installments into S tier. Just wait till you see how long this took.
Dude, are these making you as thirsty as they're making me?
Well, that first meal was like a year's worth of sugar. And this has got to be a year's worth of salt.
Wow. I'm trying not to guzzle water because I know the day that we have ahead of us. But I want to.
Not a year's worth, but roughly 2 days sodium each in this meal alone. Meal 1's sugar content, on the other hand, over 9.5 days worth each.
I finally ate my first shell.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah, we should have had a nutcracker on hand or something, because unsurprisingly, when you eat 313 pistachios in the shell, you're bound to hit a couple stubborn ones and end up fighting them. Kinda like Nate here, which can lead to a mouthful of shell fragments. But we banked some serious time for the fact that those plates were just over 1,100 calories each compared to the nearly 1,900 calorie bags of deshelled pistachios we're about to tackle, which, spoiler alert, aren't going to take nearly as long.
There was absolutely no world in which I saw that taking 48 minutes.
If we just did that all day, we would definitely be like setting a world record for the amount of time people have eaten for in a day.
I can't believe how many micro challenges are going to happen within this overall challenge.
Better get used to it.
All right, next up, sea salt and vinegar. Probably my favorite pistachio, or one of my favorite nuts of all time.
Pistachio marathon continues.
All right, let's do it. I think we've got one of these.
Finally.
Absolutely elite snack right here for the salt and vinegar lovers. Now, the previous bag of in-shell pistachios was 14 ounces, but seeing I still had the shells, we weighed them and discovered that we'd only actually consumed about 7.5 ounces of pistachios each over the course of that 48 minutes. This bag, on the other hand, is a true 11 ounces and is probably going to take half that time. Not that it's remotely practical nor productive to spend that long deshelling pistachios in a day, but I'd say we gathered some fun information here.
We officially broke, or exceeded, meal 1's time.
This is intense, dude. The amount of stuff caked on my fingers is so insane.
So much seasoning.
Now, despite all the talk of ounces and eating duration, pistachios can still be a decently savorable snack. So say what you want, but we're going C tier. And following this plate, we're looking at a meal time of 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 2 seconds. Not bad.
Saying goodbye to my ankles for the next 5 days.
That's gotta be the most salt we've eaten in a while, man.
Oh my gosh. Between the sugar of the first meal and the salt of the second, we're gonna have to be very strategic with what we pick up for meal number 3.
Well, it's 11:30. We haven't even been going for 4 hours yet.
Oh my god.
So, I think we got some time to figure out what's next.
20 minutes later.
So after school traffic turned getting 24 Cliff Bars into a near 2 hour ordeal, so we're running a little behind on time right now.
Yeah, it's
past 3 o'clock now, so we've got to get back to work.
Yeah, and I haven't had Cliff Bars in a minute, but I remember them being quite a chore, so let's start with the originals. We got 5 different flavors here. Let's start with crunchy peanut butter. See how long this takes.
Oh, pretty good. Definitely going to be savorable.
Moderately. But while we have a dozen Cliff products on hand, we're going to determine the best of the flavors that we have today.
Let's see if the peanut butter banana is better than the crunchy peanut butter.
I opened up the chocolate one.
Peanut butter banana. No? No. I think that's way better.
Really?
I enjoyed it more, but there was nothing wrong with the crunchy peanut butter, so we'll just keep that as our current leader, seeing we'd both eat it again.
Still didn't like it? That grew on me.
I just haven't really been vibing with banana all that much lately, and so the initial hit just wasn't for me. But it wasn't bad.
I think they're both middle of the road though.
Surprisingly, I remember these being more difficult to eat than they are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I just have a warped perception of what's difficult after round number 1.
True.
At this point, I think we're both getting nervous we're not going to hit the hour mark. But as far as this bar goes, another fine one, not a leader though.
White chocolate macadamia nut next?
Yeah, so far, I've neither loved nor hated any of these so far.
They all seem just the same middle of the road as the other. We have a leader right now.
Yeah,
This one's soft.
this one's too easy to eat.
Yeah, again, not ideal for the video objective, but white chocolate macadamia nut easily takes the new #1 spot.
Delicious. Does it taste mildly like coconut to you? Yeah, it reminds me of a coconut Christmas cookie that my mother used to make. That's why I was like getting I don't know, it just created the illusion of coconut to me.
All right, it's good though.
Cool mint chocolate. Sustained energy, man. We're gonna be going all week.
I'm gonna need it because I ain't eating much after this.
There it is.
Infinitely tougher.
This is what I remember them being like.
Yeah.
By not eating much after this, I'm talking about the next few days, by the way. As for today, we've got a long way to go.
I'll tell you what, we're not making up for too much lost time with this meal.
No, strategically, this didn't work out the way I expected it to.
Yeah.
I've definitely had a lot tougher products to eat, or products that take a lot longer to eat. Hopefully this doesn't put us out too much and we can jump back into another meal fairly quickly.
Yeah, but after the first two, I think my jaw did need a little bit of a break, and my butt. All right, so now we've got the Cliff Builder bars, and seeing we just did the mint from the regular one, let's do the mint Builder bar.
Okay.
Let's see if these are texturally any more difficult. I can't tell you the last time I had one of these. There it is.
That's a bit tougher.
That's tough.
On average, these really did take a touch longer to eat, but now we're looking for the best of the Builder's bars, and we'll see if that beats the White Mac.
Do you have a preference between the original Cliff Bar mint or the Builder's mint?
Builders. I think it's flavor-wise, it's significantly better in my opinion.
And my reasoning for feeling the same way is mint with oats, I think, is a little bit odd.
It feels like you ate breakfast and brushed your teeth, or brushed your teeth and ate breakfast.
Yeah, where the Builder Bar, it's a little bit more candy-like, but significantly tougher.
But now onto the cookies and cream, which is like the safest option for most protein bar brands, with this bar being the exception. I honestly don't know what this is.
I'll tell you what, the people over at Cliff are very confused about the flavor profile of cookies and cream.
That's gotta be the least cookies and cream product I've ever eaten.
And there's something about these Builder ones that's like burning my mouth. Like there's something in it. Maybe it's like an artificial sweetener or something, but my mouth is burning right now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Add it to the list of today's discomfort. But now Nate's gone rogue with his bar selection, but I'm eating chocolate and it's taking lead. Kinda by default though.
I don't know why I expected more of these, but I did.
Let me tell you, today We are literally trying to achieve a superhuman feat of endurance. But I'm curious, as if I'm going to need jaw surgery when today is over.
Likely. My mouth is already really sore.
Now onto chocolate chip cookie dough. An equally as safe option as cookies and cream when it comes to protein bars, and somehow another complete miss by Cliff.
You wanna know what's far worse than these? The burps right now. Because it tastes like chocolate, salt, and vinegar high chews. Like, it is the weirdest taste. It is, I can't take it.
The high chew still hasn't gone away completely.
That's like the prominent flavor with like a little bit of salt and vinegar and chocolate.
Now let's add some peanut butter to that flavor profile. This is still not a noteworthy protein bar, but it's safe, accurate, and it takes the #1 for builders. Not by much though, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, it's probably gonna be the last time I eat Cliff Builder bars.
I would way rather have a Quest Hero bar.
Yep, absolutely.
But we couldn't do Quest today because I'm hoping to not be glued to the toilet by the end of tonight.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Seriously, I didn't need to know that.
Still probably going to be though.
That starts off outstanding and tanks really fast.
This whole meal went a whole lot different than I thought it would.
Yep.
Quest bars though. We've overeaten those on this very channel a number of times now, and we have paid the price every time. But as for the Cliff bars, the white chocolate macadamia nut is the clear winner. But we'll probably be abstaining from Cliff in general for quite some time now.
I think we need something to redeem this experience.
I think so.
We're all on the same page.
We have so much candy left over from Christmas. One of them being the toasty vanilla M&Ms. I'm gonna eat some of these right now. One, to make this meal last a little bit longer, rack up a little more time. And two, again, to redeem this whole experience.
Now, even though builders were a touch more time consuming, Cliff as a whole is going in C tier for duration.
I have a little bit of that. Thanks.
And with no more water on hand and only some candy to stretch the time, we're taking our last bite of this meal at a sad 52 minutes and 36 seconds.
I'm out of fluids. Out of liquids, I think that means that we might have to call the meal here.
Yes.
Which is 3:55. So we didn't quite make it an hour with that one.
Wow.
So we all know that Cliff Bars did not pan out quite like we had hoped it would. So instead of choosing for ourselves, we let Instagram decide between two things that we think we could eat for a particularly long time for our next meal. Because now we're required to make up for that near 8-minute shortcoming.
A few inches later.
Which one we getting? Got a lot of options.
So we bought every variety of smart food popcorn that they had available at Walmart today. Let's see how much time we can bank with this.
Yeah, we got 6 flavors here. I'm looking forward to this nacho cheese Doritos one, so let's start there.
Cool. Not bad. Not aggressive enough for me.
Well, agree to disagree.
All right, so while we chip away at the roughly 3,600 calories of smart food popcorn over there, over here, we're gonna race these 4 containers of Air Pop popcorn separately and see who can do it faster.
This is spicy.
The more you eat, the more these nacho cheese Dorito ones have like a good kick to it.
Yeah, my mouth is actually like on fire.
I'm a little bit nervous about the Flamin' Hot.
I'm gonna try the Flamin' Hot right now just to see if it like actually picks up or if it's like relatively evil.
Godspeed. A little hotter.
What a baby.
I guess I gotta find out.
The inside of my mouth is so torn to shreds right now. And that is not agreeing with it. Oh.
Let's see how long this lasts.
I'm gonna save them to the end.
Well, that was quick. But over here, it's Sunday, January 14th, so it's been like a week and a half since this challenge was filmed. and neither one of us have eaten popcorn since, which is kind of crazy because we typically both eat air pop popcorn at least a few times a week. But I'm up first, so let's see what kind of damage I can do.
I'm hopping over to the kettle corn. I was thinking about sweet and salty.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's the winner so far. Not even a comparison. I don't know what this is on a normal day, but right now, it's an S. It's S tier. 100%.
All right, no more wasting time. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, time for me to embarrass myself.
It's all downhill from there. We're both eating at like a comfortable pace, and you are eating so much faster than me. I'm trying to neither eat fast nor slow. Same.
Unlike me over here, who's really going for it. I've got endurance, but speed is not in my wheelhouse.
I just realized I'm eating this movie theater popcorn one, just like the buttered popcorn. Not a huge fan. I was a huge fan of the last one. I'll put some maple syrup in it. Go for it. See what happens. I can't get any filthier right now. Thank you. I'm gonna regret that when I have to clean this later. Not better.
That's quite the tactical move. But speaking of tactical moves, I've got it all wrong here. I should have started with my water and popcorn on the opposite sides than I did and was being far too clean. But I guess that's how you learn.
My current plan is I'm microdosing the Flamin' Hot with the butter. That's a good idea. That's the best move I got right now for making my way through any of the Flamin' Hot. Mark my words, I'm going to regret it at the end of this not doing that. And I'm just gonna have those two at the end and I'm going to suffer through them.
All right, this is me finishing up in 3, 2, 1.
That still took forever. I'm so curious as to how he's gonna do with this. That was tough. Those Flamin' Hots have got me sweating. Oh no, I need a nap, man. All I've done is sit down in this chair and eat all day. And all I wanna do is take a nap. It's exhausting.
But let's see how exhausting this is. I wish I knew how he did so badly. All right, but here we go.
I'm going for the caramel cheddar. That's what I'm doing. Even though I feel like I just had enough sweet. Someone's not gonna like the fact that they just watched me eat popcorn like a bowl of cereal with butter-flavored artificial syrup.
Well, that person is not sitting in this room for as long as humanly possible today, trying to continuously funnel food into their bodies.
Fair enough.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
The sweet and salty crushes this.
Yeah.
This isn't bad, but it's not elite.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And he's in. Now, I should mention that we did weigh the containers to make sure that we had identical portions beforehand. So this is a fair battle. And once he's wrapped up, we'll come back and reveal our times to each other. We've never done it this way, but it seems like fun.
These things hold so much more popcorn than you think. So does my stomach.
Good one. But this is where I'm starting to get a little nervous over here. I'm getting some slightly more aggressive vibes, and he's certainly more undignified. This is exactly what I should have expected, though. Nate has always been a more competitive person than me.
Someone out there thinks this whole video is fake, and they have no idea how overwhelmed I am right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm overwhelmed for two reasons. One, this is taking an eternity and there's still a lot left. Two, I've been clenching for a solid 45 minutes now. Oh man, hanging on by a thread, man.
I'm also so hot.
Yeah,
I'm boiling.
the inferno of this room right now.
I'm so hot.
Oh my god.
Apparently, popcorn will not fill you up.
No, but it will raise your body temperature like nothing else.
Oh, I'm waiting to feel full. It ain't happening.
I don't know how I'm still surprised by that.
I also didn't bring enough water. I'm almost out.
You did that one already.
I'm out of fluids.
Not over here, but Nate's cleaning up his debris and he's done.
Oh, that got messy.
Now all I can think about is the fact that you have to go to the bathroom.
That makes two of us.
And how badly I want to wash my hands.
Oh god, yeah.
This is gonna be a humbling one to wash back on, man.
I regret everything!
I can't wait to watch the footage.
Yeah.
The hardest part for me was actually getting enough into my mouth. But anyways, how did you do?
I was an absolute disaster. It was a mess. But I finished in 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
You beat me by like 2 minutes. That's so embarrassing.
Reinforcements.
The M&Ms are helping.
I'm going for Lint truffles here. Sounds like fun.
Is anything truly fun at this point in the challenge?
Oh, that's saving my life right now.
That's how I feel about the M&Ms, but I can only imagine the lint truffle with the climate of this room.
Exactly. It is so hot in this room. This lint truffle is cream. It is so close to just completely collapsing and melting. That's amazing.
I swear, those Lint truffles are giving me my second or fourth wind. But I guess anything this creamy, smooth, and sweet while trying to eat 1.6 pounds of smart food each will do that. That's not much in terms of weight, but we both had our own 9.75 ounce party-sized bags of classic white cheddar, and then we split the bags of nacho cheese, cheddar caramel mix, kettle corn, movie theater butter, and Flamin' Hot. And it felt like so much.
Thank you.
It's not that I don't have enough, yet somehow that felt violated. I've never wanted to wash my hands
Oh my god.
more than I do right now.
The bathroom sounds like heaven right now. Everything about it.
I've been clenching for a solid 45 minutes now.
Hang in there just a little longer, man.
And for everyone watching right now, I swear this meal is nearing its end. But if you are still watching, please make sure to give the video a like, leave it a comment, share with someone who you think would enjoy watching two grown men suffer through an absolutely ludicrous amount of popcorn. But seriously, this video took a ton of work, so supporting in those ways would really mean the world to us.
I feel like an animal.
No, I feel like a prisoner. What I've done is to myself.
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, with our second installment into S tier taking us far past the required 1 hour mark, plus additional time making up for meal 3's fail, once we reach the final bite, this meal clocks in at an impressive 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 58 seconds. Holy...
I can't do the Flamin' Hot. That's the one place I think I gotta call it, at least for this meal. I think I could do that was 12 of these. Oh my god, but I can't do the Flamin' Hot.
I'm at the point where I'm using maple syrup like water. It's the only thing bending this down. I feel like I'm chewing sawdust.
Yeah.
So on that note, I think it's time I hit the John.
One pair of pants later.
I can't even look at him right now.
Pete's farting in the CVS.
I can't keep him in, man.
Remember earlier when I said I was curious as to whether my jaw, my stomach, or my will to live was gonna give out first?
Turns out they all gave out at the same time, and the time is now, which is 10:45, I believe. Yeah, we've only got like an hour and 15 minutes left, and so we're just gonna give it our best shot, see how far we can get into this. Now I'm kicking things off. I'm going with gummy candy. I've committed entirely to this, and I feel like that's what I'm gonna get the furthest with. Okay, I've got a couple kinds here, but I'm gonna start with the sharks. Here we go. This is the only gummy candy I ever remember liking as a kid. Let's see how they are. Not as good as, oh my God. My face literally is cramping. My face is cramping.
And despite that being the case with the whole jaw fatigue and whatnot, we do have another item coming up that can confirm that we aren't just being dramatic putting these particular sharks in B tier.
There are full gummy shark heads swimming around in my stomach now.
That can't be good for you.
I'm gonna break out probably the worst strategic item of all time. Ice cream. Again, my tongue is raw. There are literal sores lining my cheeks right now. So I'm and both the top and the bottom. Today's been brutal, man.
Please stop talking about wounded meat.
But I did have some level of strategy, and that's if I feel like I need to elongate it, maybe I will mix Blue Diamond almonds into the ice cream. But now nuts are sounding a little bit traumatizing. Yeah, the pistachios are having their way with me. Oh. Dude. We needed another one today, and we found one. Oh.
Okay, an unsurprisingly low tier placement for the Haagen-Dazs, but still not F. Ice cream being straight out the freezer does require slightly more patience and time than something like pudding, flan, yogurt, or Tres Leches cake, which all kind of just slide right down.
Tropical jelly bellies. That's a bad idea in a good way. Like, eating it with the ice cream still in the mouth, just freezing them a little bit more, making them even harder to chew.
By the way, those blueberry almonds definitely did help slow the pint down a little bit. Like, yeah, obviously nuts are high in calories and all, but almonds can be quite a savorable snack in our opinions. More so than pistachios and cashews at least. The Jelly Bellies, on the other hand, have no appeal to me in this moment, but Nate says they get a solid C tier placement.
Way better than these. These are infinitely better than the gummy sharks. I'm not a big fan of the Jelly Bellies. You can hate me in the comments for it. Maybe I'll come back to them.
Yeah, these Haribo peaches though are actually delicious and so easy to eat, which confirms Haribo's place in D tier.
You okay? No. I bit one of my open wounds.
Drama queen. Wow.
I guess I'm just gonna keep opening things and trying to see what works. As long as we keep eating. That's the only thing that matters. Now we're gonna try these Takis Hot Nuts Smoked in Lime. The flare nuts is our favorite Takis product and one of our favorite snacks of all time. Never tried these before.
We fell in love with Takis Hot Nuts after our Every Takis video, but this flavor wasn't around then.
If it was any other time than now, I'd be singing their praises. Yep. Oh, those are delicious. How do they have that much flavor? So much flavor and so much texture. Like a toxic relationship. I love them so much, but they're hurting me. There's a burn in the wounds.
But if you've ever had those Knick Knacks Double Crunch peanuts, these hot nuts are essentially the same thing, but with a tangy, spicy seasoning. They're so good. Not the strongest in terms of time-consuming foods, but we'll make up for that with this next item.
I gotta do it. I was just about to say, I'm going to do the thing I really don't want to do right now. Yeah. But if we don't do it, I fear the repercussions of what people on the internet will say if we do this video without bringing jerky.
Where's our jerky?
Start with a few pieces. I've got teriyaki pizzas called sweet. It's not very descriptive. That's exactly what I needed. This is actually awesome.
That's pretty soft jerky. It gets tough, but that's the perfect balance of savory and sweet. If you want to try. No. Thank you for offering.
Yeah, no problem.
Such a small bag.
Should beg some good time for sub 3 ounces and just 300 calories.
I found the tough ones.
Jerky can be like that. You get some soft bits, some tough bits, but regardless, it earns its place alongside High Chew and Werther's Chewy Caramels in A tier. Any of those could be S, but the jaw fatigue hinders the longevity, unlike, well, popcorn.
I don't know where it falls on the list of tough things to eat, but that, for the calories, has gotta be in the top 4. We could have just done that as the entire challenge and eaten like 5K today. This thing doesn't want to work, and I can only imagine what I look like eating it because I think I started to fall asleep.
It's not even that late, but not only has it been an intense day of filming, we don't sleep well the night before stuff like this.
I don't know what to do, and so this seems like the least of all the evils.
Is that a bad idea or a good idea? Yeah, everything's a bad idea right now.
Just a little bit longer. If you can get anything else in. If you can't, it's okay. Don't get us demonetized again.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to burp or experience pain.
Well, now that I've brought up demonetization, I guess it's story time. Recently, we did a video where we tried breaking our record for the most calories we've eaten in 24 hours. We had some fun, but things definitely got ugly. Anyways, for whatever reason, YouTube demonetized the video and never gave us a clear reason as to why. The video took like 2 weeks to make, and we essentially earned nothing from it, so we've analyzed pretty much every possible scenario as to why they would reject our appeal and keep it restricted. So, needless to say, Nate quivering in discomfort pretty much raises my antennas to the possibility of that happening again. In reality, it was probably just our comedic use of Dave Portnoy being a bully, but again, we'll never know for sure.
I'm gonna do it. Okay. I guess I'm gonna join you. I didn't think I was gonna do this today. Give them the rundown on how we're ending this thing. Our 5-year-old nephew went and got us a Christmas gift and wanted to see us eat them in a YouTube video. I didn't think we were gonna get to him today, but I think I'm gonna do this for him. I need a boost in morale. The audience needs a boost in morale.
You got that right.
Wes, this is for you. Comment thanks Wes if you're watching right now. He'll love it. He bought me some Cheez-Its and he bought Pete some Chips Ahoy. Some mini Chips Ahoy. You ready for this? I wouldn't want to end it any other way. Let's do it.
What a wholesome fight to the finish line.
I'll tell you what, they're fitting right into the video objective. You nailed it, Wes. Great job, buddy. These are... Forget it. Get together. It's hilarious. Okay.
Delirious is right, but after a hard-fought battle over the course of 5 unthinkably long, overwhelming meals, these adorable bags of Cheez-Its and Chips Ahoy bring us to a final eating time of 5 hours, 56 minutes, and 57 seconds. Nearly an entire hour past our goal time. I'm oddly happy with that.
Well, that felt like the right way to end. And all I can say is, I really look forward to not eating for as long as humanly possible.